Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
After a decisive election loss where America's focus on Ukraine was drawn into question, President Joe Biden has reportedly approved Ukraine's use of U.S.-supplied long-range missiles for strikes inside Russia, marking a significant shift/escalation in policy right before the Trump administration starts anew. So you have to deal with this. Some are arguing, well, this will help Ukraine clean this up quicker. I don't think that's how that's going to work. I think you're going to anger Russia even more because, we're giving them weapons to kill their soldiers. This is not what people voted on. I can tell you that much right there. The decision underscores heightened U.S. commitment to Ukraine's defense. It risks escalating tensions with Russia right before the Trump administration comes in and tries to clean this up.
Number 6.
President-elect Donald Trump received a hero's welcome during a UFC event where the crowd erupted with cheers as he joined Joe Rogan, Dana White, and others in a high-energy victory lap. I think Jelly Roll was there. Kid Rock was there. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, was there. That guy looks so out of place. Mike Johnson and Kid Rock. There's not a single person who elected Mike Johnson 4 years ago to the Louisiana, to be a U.S. representative from Louisiana who thought this guy would be hanging out at a UFC concert or UFC show with Kid Rock and Jelly Roll. Trump's signature dance was on display. UFC champion John Jones was doing his dance and then even gave him a championship belt, the championship belt. It was pretty entertaining. In other combat news, the Netflix fight with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was a nightmare for fans because they couldn't even watch it. Got a bunch of technical problems.
Number 5.
To show you how far people were away from reality after this election on the Democratic side, 2 voices of reason have emerged. Who are they? U.S. Senator John Fetterman, a Democrat from Pennsylvania who has a brain injury, and Charles Barkley, an NBA player who talks like he has a brain injury. I mean, that's how I'd put it. They both have figured out why Democrats faced heavy losses in key elections. Barkley bluntly criticized the party, saying they lost because they were stupid and out of touch with voters. At the same time, Senator John Fetterman urged Democrats to avoid panicking over every move made by Donald Trump. It's good advice. I mean, it really is. Caution against overreactions as the next election cycle approaches. Together, their remarks emphasize the need for Democrats to shift towards effective messaging and strategy rather than emotional responses to setbacks.
Number 4.
Alabama libraries get positive press for the continued push of adult material for children. I'm not kidding you. AL.com has never seen a level of degeneracy that they will not praise, and this is that again. AL.com slobbering all over librarians for creating all-access cards for children, empowering them to explore adult reading materials because some parents are excited about them doing that. Which is weird. I mean, I'm just going to put it out. Like, J.D. Vance was weird and this isn't. Show my child where the porn is. The political tension surrounding book content nationwide continues, and the issue will continue until people running the libraries learn that they are representatives of the community, not in charge of it. And they can continue to pat themselves on the back and have a devoted media telling them how wonderful they are. The American people have made it very clear. We don't like this.
Number 3.
The Alabama legislative leadership battle has started with Alabama State Senator Chris Elliott of Josephine confirming that Senator Greg Reed, a Republican out of Jasper, will step down as Alabama Senate Pro Tem, sparking discussions about his successor. One of those successors, well, actually, both of those successors are in this listening area right now, and I bet they're listening right now. Maybe they can send me a text and tell me if that's true. Senate Majority Leader Steve Livingston, a Republican of Scottsboro, and Garland Gudger, a Republican of Coleman, are emerging as the front runners because they both are in somewhat leadership positions. Livingston has the number 2 position it is likely he will slide into the number 1 position because you just got to get those votes that you already got for the number 2 position to become the number 1 guy. And if the number 1 guy is gone, it seems easier. So there will be a fight over this. There'll be secret ballots again. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Number 2.
Some Trump cabinet members face uphill battles, specifically his choices for Attorney General. That would be former Florida U.S. Representative Matt Gaetz. And Secretary of Health and Human Services, that would be a climate change advocate, vaccine skeptic, and nutritional activist, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Did you see him on the plane? He was eating McDonald's, and people were like, making America healthy again starts tomorrow. You can eat McDonald's, okay? You can eat McDonald's and still be healthy. You shouldn't eat it all the time. Alabama U.S. Senators Katie Britt, Republican out of Montgomery, says, hey, each choice should make their case in front of the U.S. Senate, and Tommy Tuberville agreed. It was going to bother a lot of you, and he said that they need to talk about these conferees. Yes, we need to all come together. Our job in the Senate is to advise and consent. What a rhino.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
By the way, that's sarcasm. Neither of them are rhinos in this scenario. All right, here's some real problems. Number 1 thing you should be talking about today. This fits that case. You won't be talking about it, but you should be talking about it. In Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Democrats have openly admitted to counting ballots that were ruled illegal due to missing or incorrect dates. They were told by the Supreme Court in the state of Pennsylvania to knock this crap out. Then they went on video and said, we're going to break the law because that's what you're allowed to do in this country. Just break the law. And if the court wants to do something about it, they should come and do something about it. That's what they're saying. Which sounds completely insane. But that is exactly what the conversation is right now. They're telling them, we'll do what we want to do, and if you want to come in here and stop us, go right ahead and do so. But that's not the only place this is going crazy. No. Meanwhile, in California, ballot counting continues at a slow pace due to the state's extended deadline for mail-in votes postmarked by Election Day and its labor-intensive verification process. These issues have intensified scrutiny over election procedures, raising concerns about transparency and the potential impact of delayed or disputed results. Yes, if you turn election results long after the fact, and now we're on day 12? Is that right? Day 13 since Election Day, I guess would be a better way to say it. We're almost 2 weeks away from Election Day. We don't have a Senate race called in Pennsylvania. We have California elections still ongoing. This is happening still. It's completely insane. This is not sustainable in a normal environment. Unacceptable stuff. Just completely unacceptable stuff. You can jump in on this unacceptable stuff right now. It is very, very simple for you to do so. 866-494-WVNN, 866-494-9866. That's the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line. You can get your questions in like, Dale, why are you such a rhino? Dale, why are you such a cuck? Dale, why are you such a cuck rhino? And these are the questions that we got to answer, and we'll do that at 10 with him later on in the program. Right now, though, let me tell you about my friends over there, 2 Men in a Truck. 2 Men in a Truck! Love these guys. They're going to help you make your next move so much easier. 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. Let them help you. Your move will be easy. They have what's known as the grandma rule. Treat everyone the way you'd want your grandma to be treated. Or maybe your grandpa, like Grandpa Joe at the White House. Got to take care of his stuff. Get it moved out. Get him back to Delaware, even though he spends most of his time there. 2 Men in a Truck can help. I'm volunteering them. 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. Check them out online. If you're in Colorado Springs right now and you're listening to this because the Space Command is getting ready to move to Huntsville, 2 Men in a Truck can help you as well. 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. Check them out today. And when you do, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.